I'm a big boy now. Oh, it's everywhere. Do not set me alight. Beep. Davis is my favourite kind of film critic ever. The kind that ignores all the filmic aspects of the film, you know, the cinematography, imagery, editing, sound, costume design, or writing, instead arguing about such basic plot elements as the main characters are WOMs, and WOMs don't run businesses because I'm the ghost of someone who died in the 1950s, which also explains whose skull that is. It's Davis' original skull. It's one of the 7 Horcruxes that must be destroyed for him to finally vacate the earthly plane and become free. The other 6 Horcruxes are also skulls. You can see his intense understanding of the craft of filmmaking on display in his short film, Lost in the Time of Heartache.
Oh, good evening, ladies.
Aren't we all dressed up?
So we get her done in the country.
Oh, so...
A film about a country where it's so windy no one can hear what anyone is saying, and that makes people want to fight each other. Also, this country can only afford one sound effect for some reason. They probably explain why, but I couldn't hear it properly. Beep. It wasn't a bad script that killed Ghostbusters, and trust me, I know it was a bad script because I haven't read it. My mind is going. I can feel it, Davis. I can't reference 2001: A Space Odyssey. What are the odds he's actually seen it? Beep.
He made a point of saying that his favorite color was purple.
Oh, the colour purple, am I right, guys? Clearly the man's deranged. Might as well lock him up right now. They really ought to put that on the Voight-Kampff test. Oh, and Davis, in case you're watching, that's a Blade Runner reference. It's a film that came out in... What's your favourite colour? Oh, it's purple. What sort of testosterone cream do you use? Sorry, I thought that stuff was really expensive and only for people with really specific actual physical conditions. Beep. I'm sorry, I didn't want to bring it up, but it's staring me in the face. Davis, that image is from the Caribbean Development Bank. Come on, man. You just picked one of the first results in a Google search for genders on a scale. I'm not even criticizing you for lazily using copyrighted content, I do it all the time, but the site you got it from is literally a bank whose aim is, among other things, to eliminate gender stereotypes, like the ones you're espousing right now. Also, guess what? I know you didn't even get that image from here. The Google image result is from a different page. You most likely got it from youdeservemore.ph, specifically the page on their site that's literally about how gender equality in call centers is better for performance. So not only have you third-hand stolen an image without apparently noticing the giant logo on the fucking thing, but both sites that used it previously provide evidence that, far from some genders being better at one thing than others, very often it's literally better for the work as a whole if there's a mix of genders at the workplace. Come on, man, you used this image multiple times in the video for long stretches, and you couldn't draw 2 symbols on a scale, or use Google's helpful search tools to find one that wasn't from a fucking development bank, and a site that's using it to point out why you're wrong? I think you should consider withdrawing this image from your... forget it. Beep. Let's ignore for a moment that if your childhood needs to be defended by whining on the internet, you're either still living in your childhood or probably need to rethink some aspects of your adulthood. When you talk so vaguely about the actual content of the films in question, one of which you haven't seen, you make it seem like the only way to hold your positions is to be incredibly stupid. That's not a good look, Davis. Beep. Oh, and guess what? Here he is again pretending he's an authority on the lack of believability and humanity in the film he hasn't fucking seen! Beep. Taking his ridiculous set dressings and skulls out of the shot, stopping with the more ridiculous costumes, taking down his videos where he screams about how not being able to say the N-word is the real oppression, is him trying to make his ridiculous ideas seem more credible? The mad feminists, who all have mummy issues, have infected him with the dangerous drug known as learning to communicate properly with other humans. In his circle, I think they call that the blue pill. Does this actually make him more convincing, or isn't it even funnier that the man heard people saying he was a weirdo with bad ideas and a stupid skull prop, and thought the answer was to move the skull? I'll let you decide. Beep. But wait, what if I'm just projecting that he's projecting that everyone else is projecting?